Before my brother-in-law Chubby, before he passed away, he used to do this thing, and he used to always tell me that, like, every place that I lived in a lot of places growing up, and even as an adult, I've lived in a lot of states, a lot of cities. He used to tell me, he said, the first thing you got to do when you move to your new place is get in your car and go get lost.
Yep.
Just go get lost until you feel like you really lost, and then find every way back to your house without you knowing. That way you learn every single road that's in your neighborhood.
Yep. Twitty in the city.
Aloha.
See, the thing about this show I love, nothing is scripted, nothing is fully prepared.
I actually asked you, that's how I wanted to do it too.
Yeah. Well, you about to really get it. To the fact, this is Twitty in the city. I'm Twitty. That's THC.
Aloha.
Thanks for hitting the like. Thanks for hitting the subscribe. We're going to have a conversation we just had outside this door before we even got in here.
Okay.
You was talking on how there's two types of people that give directions. Land markers or actual street directioners.
Correct.
I'm assuming you fall into a street director.
Yes.
I used to be a land marker. I'm now a street as I've gotten older. But have you always been a street?
No.
Okay.
I'm diverse. I'm diverse.
Like
I can go either way. And that's because I had jobs where I was a driver. So like I drove routes. So like when I used to drive armored trucks, we had routes that we went in there. We didn't have GPS. This was like 98.
Yeah, no.
We didn't have GPS. So I was try to Thomas guide San Francisco. I was Thomas guiding all of San Francisco. I learned a map. I learned that. But then, I had map training from the military and stuff like that. But I was always street. Make a thing on this street, make a right here, make a left here, make a right. We used to map all our ways out. When I started in comedy, we didn't have GPS.
Yeah.
With Thomas Guide as well. Or we had to go to MapQuest and print it out on the printer.
I remember MapQuest.
Yeah.
I thought MapQuest was the stuff.
But I was still, I prefer landmarks in small cities, and I prefer streets in big cities.
Oh, I never thought about it like that.
Landmarks work better in smaller towns and smaller cities, and street signs work better in bigger towns and bigger cities.
Yeah, I am diverse. Growing up,
it was all landmarks.
Oh, and I could give you the most specific landmark. I'm talking, it's like you're gonna make it right at the McDonald's. The McDonald's has got the logo that's kind of faded, and it's probably not gonna have all their letters on the actual display. That Walmart, that McDonald's, make it right. Then you're gonna go 3 street lights. By the second one, get in the left-hand lane, but don't get into the far left lane. You want to be in the second to the left. And then when you hit the bank, the Wells Fargo, well, it was a Wells Fargo, but it's actually a Wachovia bank, the one that looks kind of run down.
Right.
Like I was I wasn't just like go to that bank. I was specific about. If I was talking about a tree, it was a tree that had something funky on it.
When you said the sign at McDonald's, the one that said like now hire or now hiring owl because the N was missing, like, or there was the fire extinguisher, the fire hydrant that never turned off was always on.
Yep.
Was always, you was like, if you see that, you don't went too far.
You got to
come back
type
again.
Of landmarks.
Yeah,
I was that kid growing up, so it was like, man, I wish he would give me streets. Well, you know what? My landmarks are pretty much a street.
Right.
Then, if I say like college, I started remembering street names. And it's funny, I started remembering street names when I started realizing I was never also paying attention to what direction I was going. I could never
east,
tell
west,
you
north to south. Yeah.
You tell me like start heading eastbound on Franklin, I'd be like, I don't know what that means.
You know what's funny is I get people that tell me that all, and they don't even say eastbound. Like eastbound, you could be making, okay, I got to get on the eastbound freeway. I hate it when somebody gives me directions and goes, look, go east, just east. Like, not like eastbound or east this way or northeast or south. Like, just go east. Like, so I just start walking towards the E.
Just go east.
Yeah, start going east. And I'm like, I don't even know where I am right now. You want me to go east from where I am right now? But yeah, like
go east.
Smaller towns, smaller things. Like okay, landmarks I use a lot of if I'm camping.
Yeah.
Camping, I have to. Camping, we have to.
That makes sense.
That if you got a setup someplace and you know they coming out, hey, listen, when you come this way, you're gonna see a sign next to a dead squirrel.
Yep.
Like that dead squirrel. It wasn't me. He been dead. He been there for a while, but the sign is right next to him.
Yeah, camping that makes sense. Small town makes sense because there are distinct landmarks that also everybody will know. I feel
Or like even in the small towns, like the street signs will be missing or will be old or won't be there. So it's like you don't know if that was 6, if that was 7. Because like here in this, that's one thing I don't like about certain small towns. Like okay, if I could have one gripe about a city here in Idaho, if I can have one gripe, okay, it's downtown Nampa. and I'm gonna tell you why. I don't know how many 7th and 8th streets y'all need in one in one area.
That is true.
Like I don't mind you having multiple 8th streets as long as they all ain't next to each other.
Yeah.
You know they have an 8th street and another 8th street intersecting each other in Nampa?
I do.
How do you what?
I knew as soon as you said
where
downtown
you at? I'm
Nampa,
the corner of 8th Street. 8th Street and what?
Well, which one?
8th Street.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's a south and there's like a west or something. But I'm like,
yeah, they got a little too. Because I live in
out
Nampa.
of all the names you got to pick from,
Somebody was trying to keep
here?
it. Yeah, because you can be on North 8th Street.
Yes.
And be heading east.
Yes.
But then on South 8th Street, you can be heading north.
Yes.
And it's like you couldn't just give it a different name.
And and I think that's when landmarks come in handy. Landmarks come in handy for that, because then you're just like, yo, if you seen the sushi place, you need to turn around.
Yeah.
I'm the street before the sushi place.
Nampa is a good example of landmarks, because if I tell you 8th and 12th, I could send you like downtown.
Even the GPS might send you someplace else. I've had my GPS send me to different ones in Nampa because of the street. Yeah. Oh yeah. I've had things mailed, like I mailed out to, it has come back to me because this didn't exist, or it existed, but it existed in a drive or a place or a street. But it was like, well, all I got was 8th Street.
Yeah. I will say when I moved out here, I was very confused on how many letters you got in an address. Like 13, 14, North 12th, South Ave.
Yes.
How can you be North 12th and South?
What's funny is when you punch that into like coordinates, like on a GPS system or whatever, you should see it come up direct. Bam.
Yeah,
I'm like, I guess that's where it goes.
Yeah, so if you're just now listening, we both work in radio. So when I'm getting listeners information to mail them something, I got to send it to him. I am sometimes hesitant because they'll be like, 14, 13, North 12, South Ave.
Do you know how many times I have to put it in Google just to make sure that it's a real address? Just to make sure it's a real address. Yeah. Or if I'm not missing something, I'm not missing a northwest, or I'm missing a dot or a drive or an avenue.
I will say I would have never thought that would make a difference, because I have sent him stuff and he's like, that address don't exist. I'm like, well, it was north. He's like, no, bro, you need to go get, if it's, because northwest and north or nothing. Is so different.
Completely. That's two different necks of the wood when it comes to Nampa.
I could be sending them tickets to somebody that didn't even never ever called you to win tickets.
And downtown Boise, that ain't no different.
No, they're the same. They're just not as bad.
No, they have more, actual names for streets.
Well, because don't they have, what is it? Streets are north and south, and names are east and west, or something. Maybe I had it wrong.
It's one or the other. Yeah. I know it's one or the other.
I love cities that do it that way. Like when I lived in Omaha,
because it just keeps it easy.
Oh,
because if somebody says it,
grid.
You can put it on your head when they say the name, and you can actually vision which way the street is going, perpendicular or parallel to the other streets.
Honestly, Omaha is where I started learning to know where north was.
Right.
Because in Omaha, it's a grid. If it's a name, that's east and west. If it's a number, it's north and south. And also get this: the higher the number, the more west you're going.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Because the airport is on the east side of Omaha. So when you're driving, you'll go past 2nd Street, 3rd Street, 5th Street.
That makes sense.
Like you can get to 100.
that makes sense.
You can get to 132nd Street. You're now on the west side of Omaha. So I love Omaha's grid on, like, when whoever was doing that, they flat out said no. If it's a number, it's going this way. If you want a name, that's cool. You going this way. I mean, and it's not just like you can be on 1st and the next street is 132nd. No, keep the numerical system going. You want to make the next street after 3rd? Guess what? You gonna be 4th Street.
Didn't this just happen to y'all? Didn't this happen to you and Zach when y'all was dropping off and y'all? But it.
Oh yeah. I put the wrong. But it was the same street name. Oh, same street name.
And it was just a different, whether it was north.
Ave versus street.
Yeah. And it was like, and it took you to 2 different places.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was, if it was 1, 2, 3,
And I mean,
Bellevue Lane.
Yeah.
I put in 1, 2, 3 Bellevue Street, and that actually exists.
Yes.
That was actually somebody.
Yes.
We almost went to somebody's house, and I was supposed to go to somebody's business.
And you know, if you would have showed up to that person's house and been knocking on the door, he would have been like, yeah, I got that. That was mine.
Yeah. Or they would have looked at me stupid.
Yeah.
Especially because I was supposed to deliver to a guy. So, like, if a woman would have showed up, I would have been like, that might have been wrong. But if it would have been a guy, I would have been like, here you go.
Are you good at taking directions?
Yes.
By landmarks?
Yes. I prefer taking directions by landmark.
Now, hold on now. Before you speak, before you answer that, are you okay? Are you comfortable with taking, or are there certain folks that you are comfortable in taking landmark directions from? Because I know at least 2 of my friends that if they start giving me directions and landmarks, I'm like, no, just give me the damn street number and name right now.
Yeah. Okay.
I have 2 friends that when they start telling me, they're like, man, you see some dude cutting his yard. Hold up, cutting his yard. Dude, it's 9 o'clock at night. Who would be cutting a yard? You know what's crazy? When I was driving down there, some bitch was cutting his yard. And it was like, but I was like, who's cutting your yard at night?
Who's going to trust that landmark?
Exactly. See, that's what it is. It's not that the landmark don't exist. Is that, does the landmark exist when I get there?
Right.
Like, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, cutting grass, I wouldn't have trust that landmark.
But my boy was like, my boy was on it, though. He was like, you see the dude cutting his grass, then you make a right. And you're going to make a right after him. He probably going to be in the middle of the yard, too. And I'm like, how you know he's going to be in the middle of the yard? Get across. 9 o'clock. I look. He in the middle of the yard. And I'm like, I got to turn right after him. This must be the street.
Turn right after him.
It wasn't nobody else cutting the yard.
Hey,
and you know what's funny?
He knew.
You know what? That's what he told me. Because that was part of his directions and his landmarks. And I was like, man, you really used him. He was like, I knew he was going to be cutting his yard. I knew he was going to be there. And that's the only dude you're going to see cutting the yard. And he goes, and everybody else. And this is how he told me. This is why he uses that landmark. He said, because everybody misses that turn. He says,
you
so
ain't gonna miss nobody cutting their grass.
You can't, no. And he goes, once you see him cutting it, make a right.
Take that
right after him.
Yep.
Right after, like immediately after him.
Yeah. So I will say this. I am very particular. If it is somewhere I have grown up or that I'm currently living.
Well, then you should already know.
Yeah. So like Virginia, here, I don't care what you give me. You can give me the street, you can give me the landmark. I got you.
I'm same way.
If I'm in an area I do not know, I want street names preferably. I would want the street name. I don't want the landmark.
I got to look at the population first. I gotta look. I just gotta look at the population first. If the population is under a certain number, I could be like, all right, you can give me landmarks. You give me landmarks all day, because then I know I'm not going. And if I end up in the, like, you know those cities where you end up in the neighborhood and you're like, no, I done went too far.
Yeah.
Because you have those neighborhoods that are just outside the city limits.
That's Virginia. That's why it's like I don't care what directions you give me.
Landmarks work good there. That's the one that's like, hey, if you pass Old Stevenson's Milkshake Shack, then you went way too far.
Yep.
You need to turn around and come back.
Yeah,
and then you see the Shake Shack, and you're like, okay, I gotta come back.
There's a Church's Chicken in Norfolk. You go too far, you better turn around like immediately. But I am somebody. If you're giving me directions, I want the next direction, and I want a heads up. I don't want this like.
Oh, so you want that the minute you make that right, be on the lookout for this.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. No, that's fair.
Because I've been in situations
you make that right,
I turn.
Yeah.
And then we drive in. It's like, oh, you were supposed to do that one. Well, motherfucker, why the fuck didn't you say as soon as you make that right, you're gonna be taking the left on this?
You're supposed to be a mind reader at this point.
Yeah. Like. Now, yeah, if I got a ways to go, then you ain't got to tell me like, okay, you're gonna make that right, and then we got a ways to go. Cool. Or don't even say anything. And it's like, what are we doing next? Oh, you're gonna be on this for a while. Okay, cool. But don't be like, make a right. Okay. Hey, so where we going? Oh, that was it right there.
I tell you what, I hate, like, today, like, if I was getting directions from people today, my number one pet peeve today, do not give me directions into where to take you, because you don't want to give me the address. You want to be, just go this way, go this way, go this way. But then you want to be on your phone the whole time. And I'm missing all kind of turns. I want to chop you in the neck every single time.
I don't like
you
that.
either going to just give me I got GPS and you ain't got to say nothing. You can just stay on your phone. But I hate the one that's like, oh, no, make a left. And then And you didn't turn right there. You didn't say to turn right there.
I don't know where. Oh, I hate that.
I will throw your phone out the window. I will throw your phone out the window.
My wife would tell you she does not do that. She gives me great direction, but I will be asking already. She'll be like, all right, we're going to turn. I'll be like, and then she'll look at me like, I'm getting there. I'm like, okay, I'm just checking, just making sure. But she'll be like, you're going to turn here, and then it looks like you're going to have like a couple of miles to go. Cool, got that. I know.
Right.
As soon as I turn, I ain't got to be doing this turn, get over.
Get another one, yeah.
I hate
Hold
when
that
I got to
lane.
be the aggressive driver because I'm going to miss a turn. And then somebody's like, Twitty's an aggressive driver. Well, if you would have told me I got to make an immediate left after my right, I wouldn't have had to go in the city mode and get over.
You got everybody on this side yelling at you, and it's on your side of the door. I don't mind if I can put them on their side of the door.
Yeah.
Like if I make that left, but I got to get all the way over to the right, and that's because of him. Then I'm like, yeah, all these people yelling, they gonna yell at you. I'm gonna make sure your window is next to him.
Nah.
I hate the one going to the left because then I gotta look at it when I look over to the left.
Like, I can get it done. I'm gonna get over if I got to, but I don't want to if I ain't got to.
Unless you wild beer, then you on the other side of the car.
True. Then you are. But yeah, directions. It's crazy. When I got here, first thing I asked my wife and then every person that I talked to just to get confirmation. I was like, "Where's north?" And they're like, "Yep, it's that one. It's that one. It's that one." Okay, cool. Well, what's that? Well, you can tell that's always east because that's bogus basing. Got it. East is bogus. Then I can go for I now have to know.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. Like it ain't like if I get stranded, I'm just gonna start walking east or west. But for some reason, I gotta know north and south. I think because I know why. I just realized it. Because I hate people that say go west and west is that way.
Yeah.
Actually,
that's why I don't trust nobody that tell me just one word directions.
Go east.
Go east. Go north. What? Just from right here?
Because literally where we are sitting, south is that way for me. Like I know in this building, the street is where we are parked right here. So north is behind.
Yes.
And
north is straight that way, south is that way, west is that way, east is that way. Yep.
And like for you to point, it's funny when you pointed, you was actually pointing the right way when you said head east. I think without you knowing, joking, but I'm that person. It's like. He just pointed, but that is not east.
No.
So yeah, then I immediately start losing my trust in you.
If I'm out in the woods, I know where it's at. If I'm out by myself, I know where it's at. But I just do that by the sun.
Yeah.
I do that by the sun all the time. I know which way is which.
The sun rises in the east and it sets in the west.
Very simple.
I do that everywhere I go.
Very simple.
I do that when I'm on a plane. I wake up and like, where the sun at?
So if it's going this way, then that's north.
Yep. I do the same thing. Yeah, directions is crazy. Which, by the way, get in the comments if you are landmark or direct or streets, or are you THC ambidextrous?
You know what it is? I think most people nowadays they just plug it in their phone and just say fuck it.
Oh, this is a question for you. When you go somewhere and you're plugging it in, are you solely just GPSing?
Nope. I gotta hear the words.
So not only that, but I'm also paying attention, like where I'm going when I'm driving.
Yes.
So there are some people who will drive, and it's like so. No, like,
there's more people.
What was out there doing?
There's more people.
Like,
there's more people that will stare at the screen. I'm not a screen starer.
No, me either.
I that's why I put the volume on. I want to hear. In 1.9 miles, you're gonna make a right. When coming up right now, you're gonna make a right. If I look at the screen, it's just to make sure that I'm following the colored route it's like red, or I think it's like red or it's blue or something like that. It turns my route red or blue. So I'm following which colored route that I'm going to make sure that I'm not supposed to make a right turn up a little bit more. Because I've had that before where I thought I was supposed to turn right. Not yet.
GPS makers, this is totally sidetracking a little bit. I do need y'all to do a better job of giving me an advance when I do got to make that immediate right or left following the turn.
Or immediately right after the right turn that I think I'm going to turn at.
Yes.
Because there'll be like a little kind of stay to the right, but go stay a little bit to the left.
And they do a great job. They do a great job of warning you. But once I get once I get under the mile, I don't hear it until it's time to turn. I want the 500, 100 meter, please.
Yeah, and you need, like, when I drove up from my grandfather's funeral and I went up there, like, and I got to the Tacoma, Seattle areas.
Yeah.
And I was in those areas, like, Now, there's a lot of interchanges and a lot of stuff in between. Because you got Yakima, you got the Tri-Cities, you got all these different places that are up there. So all the different freeways. So I noticed that
if you take one wrong, there ain't no quick exit.
You got to go all the way down, come all the way back up again. And that happened to me once because I was going off of what I was looking at. So then I switched it and just kept my eyes front and just listened to what the person was saying.
Yeah.
And I had no problem.
Yeah.
Had no problem whatsoever.
I need more. I would rather have multiple verbiage under a mile than to be told.
Or to follow a picture?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because for me, it's like, okay, after I turn, it's like, you're going to stay on this road for 5 miles.
Especially being told by that dude holding his phone.
I love that. And then I love when I get in a mile. But then it's ghost time until it's time to turn. No, I want at the mile in 500, 300. Maybe that's just me. I want that so I know because I don't look at the screen.
Right.
Instead, they're like, you got a mile. I hate to tell you. I can't really distance a mile.
You know what's funny is I make my landmarks when I make my turns.
Same.
Like I'll find something, I'll be like, okay, tree or broken branch. Or I'll be like sign with this saying on it. And then I'll be like, I know I got to turn right at it or right, but I'll start building landmarks instantly.
And the other thing I do is, my wife hates it, especially when we're somewhere new. I will get directions there. And then I will try to get back
by yourself. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only way you can find it truly.
Yeah. Like, for me, I feel like if I do get stuck, I can at least find how to get back to main road or civilization.
Before my brother-in-law Chubby, before he passed away, he used to do this thing, and he used to always tell me that, like, every place that I've lived in a lot of places growing up, and even as an adult, I've lived in a lot of states, a lot of cities. He used to tell me, he said, the first thing you got to do when you move to your new place is get in your car and go get lost.
Yep.
Just go get lost until you feel like you really lost, and then find every way back to your house without you knowing. That way you learn every single road that's in your neighborhood.
Yep. That's what me and my
that to this day.
Me and my roommate in Omaha, when we first moved out there.
That way you know every back road, every corner, every little thing you need to.
Yep. We drove GPS to the apartment place we was going to go look at, sign the lease that day. And then we just somehow got back on the freeway, started heading west, and then just took a random exit.
Yep.
And then just started turning and turning and turning.
Yep.
And then it was like, all right, how can we get back to the apartment?
Yep.
And it's like,
even if it takes a while, so what?
Yeah. But we were like, somebody kept saying like street, like and numbers are north and south. So we're like, okay, so if that's north, we got to get back over there. So let's just go that way.
When I asked my brother-in-law, when I asked him, I said, Chubby, I said, hey, why would I need to know this information? He said, you don't know who you're driving with. He said, you might be in the car with somebody and you need to bounce. And if they just driving someplace but it's still in the same area, if you jump out that car, you know exactly which way to go and exactly which way. You can look and be like, oh, there go that landmark. I'm going this way.
That is exact.
Yeah.
Me and your brother-in-law, I think the same. Like if I had to bounce, can I get back to where I remotely could be somewhere?
he taught me a lot, man. I miss him a lot. He taught me a lot.
Bro, I'm
as
the
a
same.
kid.
I don't ever want to be lost or be dependent on something or someone.
Someone getting you unlost.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, that's spooky.
Yeah.
Relying on somebody to get me unlost is scarier than me just being lost by myself.
Nope, I will.
You know, that's I mean that goes back to the same dude that's telling me, by looking on his phone, like, I don't want to be lost with him.
No.
I don't want to be going anywhere with him. You know what else he's guilty of too? That's just pet peeve of mine in the car. He's the one that always turns my stereo down because he got something to say. He's always leaning over and turning it down. And then, I was sitting there and then turning it up. And it's like, dude, first of all, that's my stereo.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if I can't hear what you said. Sit back, Mr. Passenger.
Relax.
Yeah. Like, why are you controlling my stereo?
Yeah.
Who are you?
Yeah, that's weird. That's crazy. I remember growing up, just I guess you call it the non-written rule of like giving directions. I was always a patter. If I was the passenger, I'm patting you to say, hey, turn that down,
up.
or I'm getting ready to tell you something, so be listening.
Yeah.
I don't ever touch.
I used to get my fingers broke touching this radio.
I barely touch my wife's freaking stereo when I'm in the passenger seat.
It's rude. It's rude because you're taking away the comfort of which the person who is driving away from them.
I'm in more shock when she's like, hey, can you turn that down? Or she's like, hey, can you put in the GPS? Because obviously she's got the touch screen now.
Yeah.
I'm like in shock. I'm like, you want me to do that? Because I just grew up that way of like, I'm the passenger. Like, this is your control. She's giving me the permission. I don't need it, but I'm always like in shock. Like, oh snap! She wants me to help.
I knew a comedian that used to drive because we used to always in order to get from city to city to do different rooms, we would carpool with each other. I knew a comedian wouldn't talk to nobody while he drove, wouldn't say a word to none of us. He would ask in the very beginning before he got in, before he buckled that seatbelt, where are we going? Before he did all that, where are we going? Where are we? Blah blah blah. And we let him know. He'd be like, okay, I know where that's at. I know what we're doing. Click. Boom. You try to talk to him, he wouldn't say shit to you. Nothing. Don't talk to him. Don't do nothing. Don't mess up his train of thought right now. Don't do that. Don't get in the middle of it. Don't try to tell him anything. Like, you couldn't be that dude that was sitting there looking at your phone and trying to give him direction no more. You was already cut off. It was like he pulled an invisible shield. You know, like how
That's
a limo,
nice.
you know, like how a limo driver can just roll up that window. It was like that. But he drove.
Yeah.
And he gave everybody rides, so it was like, he knows where we're going. So
my wife would tell you, and you know me, I love talking. When I'm in a new place and somebody's driving me, I am quiet as a mouse.
Unless they engage.
Unless they engage, but I'm also short. My wife is shocked because I'm like, if you ask me, how's your day? Good. So where you coming from? Idaho?
I noticed that when you rode with me. When you ride with me.
For? Cruise. My wife will look at me like have a conversation. Like, nope, because I am not gonna be lost. Mm-hmm. You are not gonna get me sidetracked. Bro.
Especially like if you're on a cruise, you're in a place where, you want to make sure you got directions.
Oh, bro, so my wife, luckily, she will be the talker because she knows I'm the one that if I gotta handle my business and we gotta bounce, I'm taking care of that food, and then you need to follow me because I know where we're at.
Right.
But yeah, it's so funny though, because my wife, she called me out. She was like, you don't like talking when somebody else is driving. I'm like, yeah, I do. She's like, how was the conversation with our driver? I was like, it was fine. She was like, it was not. You literally said one word per question. And I was like, no, I didn't. She was like, he asked you, how are you? You said fine. He said, where are we from? You said Idaho. You didn't even say
America.
Yeah, you
nothing.
just said Idaho.
You just get it.
You did not. I'm like, yeah, I guess that is true. Because, I don't want to be lost.
You know what's funny, though? As I still to this day, like if I'm in other states where I'm performing at and people ask me where I'm from, I always say Idaho. I never say like I'm from Boise or any place like that because I'm afraid that if I say any of these, like if I say I'm from Caldwell, ain't nobody outside of Idaho gonna know. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Well,
that's why I say, because I live in Nampa. I say Boise because I know but my wife knows if I don't give you Boise, I'm 100%.
No, I'm gonna start saying Caldwell. I'm gonna start saying Parma. They're gonna be like, where you from? Notice, dog. I'm from Notice. Kuna.
But you know what? Got to be careful because if you find somebody that isn't Idahoan, then you stuck in a deep conversation.
Oh.
You better be careful, dog.
If I tell them I'm from Parma, Idaho. You kidding me?
Yeah, you got to be. You got to tiptoe that line kind of carefully, dog. You go.
Well, you got to be a good judge of character. You got to. If you, I'm a pretty good judge of character.
Yeah. I'm just saying though, if you trying to get out of a conversation and you like, I'm from Palmer, they be like, no shit.
I got my
talking
auntie,
about
my
Palmer
uncle,
by Mountain Home. You're gonna be like, damn it, I should have just said Idaho.
I should have just.
I'm calling it. Give your next. Oh yeah, by the way, we're gonna be out in North Dakota. March. That's your next gig.
March 14th. Yep.
You don't got one locally in between, and you don't got to go up to Sun Valley.
Nope, not yet. Actually,
maybe not. The next gig after March, I guarantee you're gonna get caught by just saying Parma.
Sun Valley. Well, Sun Valley right now, I think they want me back before the end of the year, but because they tried to get me last year.
And they didn't. I thought they got you last year.
No, they got me the year before. It was like right at the very beginning. It was the very beginning of last year. It was like January,
That's right.
January, February.
Yeah.
And they wanted me to come back. They wanted me to come back at the end of the year, and then they was like, "Nah, the booker thought that was too close."
That's why
he's gonna have you come back again this year. But they're waiting for me up that way.
They got to treat you like camping out here. You need a 6-month window.
I had so much fun up there. I had so much fun. Being old in the comedian is great. It's great because now I don't gotta have no filter. If I hurt your feelings, shut up.
It's
sorry.
crazy though, but that's not like your second probably greatest asset is the truth. The no filter.
You know, and I'm gonna tell you something. Ever since I said that you keep the no bullshit, all that stuff
I forgot.
for the New Year's, for
how's
our
the
New
update?
Year's,
How's that
still
going?
It's still going, man. And I just told y'all the story that happened. I have a service dog, and my service dog is Kyoki. He's an Australian Shepherd, and
he's actually in here right now.
Yeah, he's in here right now. You guys would never know that my dog's in here with me. He's a very quiet, very trained dog, but he
actually sleeps.
He's sleeping right now. That's how good he trained. So like I'm always tolerant, and my tolerance level is getting like it really is. It really is. My cup has overrunneth full, or whatever they say.
All right.
Overfilleth. Whatever it is.
THC.
Yeah, THC overrunneth.
18th century.
Overrunneth. It's
My
just full. So
of-
I'm sitting, man. I'm sitting in the store. I got my dog with me. My dog is a service animal, so my dog wears a vest, and it says "Do not touch working." Because when he's working and he's with me, he has to pay attention to being able to not be distracted when we're in stores, things like that.
What he's supposed to do.
So he's sitting down right next to me. Vest on, signs are out, don't touch, none. All of this stuff is there on his vest. Now, I have had many people have walk up to me and been like, "Hey, can I pet your dog? Can I talk to your dog?" And I'm just like, "No, he's working right now." And I always have to go through this whole speech just because they can't read the sign on his vest.
Not 2026 THC.
Bruh, I watched this little girl. She might have been 8 or 9, and she was knocking shit off of shelves. The dad was trying to get her controlled. She was on the end of the aisle. I didn't want to be in the aisle, but I had to because what I was getting was in the middle of the aisle. So I'm standing there with my dog. My dog is standing next to me, and he's sitting there with his vest on. This little girl is not listening. Her dad's trying to get her under control, but she's not even listening to her dad. So then I hear all the way on the end of the aisle, "Oh, a puppy." And I'm like, damn it.
Here we go.
She comes walking up, and I don't know if it's just something snap. I don't know what it is.
Your 2026 resolution.
It's something snap, but it's snap. Like, there was something in the back of my head going, "No, come on, Sean, be nice, be nice, be nice." And I'm thinking to myself, there's another one that's louder that's saying, "If you're nice, how they gonna learn?"
That's 2026 resolution, Sean, right there.
So I turned. That little girl said, "Can I pet your dog?" And I said, "I am so sorry that nobody taught you how to read."
Oh, my gosh.
The dad heard me. And the dad was like, "Well, I'm sorry, sir. She just wanted to pet your dog." And I said, "Well, now I can see who didn't teach her how to read."
Damn,
I was
bro.
done. I was done. He grabbed it and he just kind of looked at me and grabbed his dog and walked, "Yeah, walk away. Bye." Like, I don't, my
Bro.
I don't know where it came from, but it just came out. And you want to know something? Deep down, it felt good. It felt so good. I would be
not a percentage of remorse.
No, yeah, of course. There was a part of it that's like, dude, you didn't have to be that mean. You didn't have to do that. But I would be lying to you if I told you.
Or I guess, sorry.
I'd be bullshitting you if I told you that wasn't a little piece of me.
Yeah, sorry. I would say there was a percentage that actually felt.
Oh
good
yeah,
about
there was
it.
a percentage that was doing jumping jacks.
Yeah, there was no big remorse. Like I could have done it. It was just like, you know what?
I mean, there was that little one that was in the back, like, come on, just a little 9-year-old girl that wasn't listening to her dad, that didn't think that she needed to listen to any authority figures. So she was already being led. I was raised, it takes a village to raise a child. That's how I was taught.
You know what? She was already.
I
not
guarantee
paying
you.
attention,
I guarantee you, she reading every single dog vest that she come across now.
That's true.
And I bet you she's like, "Oops, nope."
Yeah.
That
Or
says, "Don't
she
touch."
probably goes to dad and say, "There's a dog."
I bet you her dad is telling me, just out of the blue, just like, "Hey man, thank you for teaching my daughter that lesson."
Oh yeah.
Because that means you had to be the mean person, and I didn't have to be the mean person. And if that's what it's got to take, that's what it takes.
Well, watch out, y'all. THC.
Yep.
His 2026 resolution, by the way, was he's not putting up with bullshit.
None.
In case, I don't even know how many episodes that was ago. Maybe like 4 or 5.
Yep.
Just go back to New Year's if you want to watch that one, because it was we wasn't ready, but it sounds like he is sticking to it.
Sticking to it. I'm sticking to this resolution.
I'm proud of
It's
you.
happening. Thank
Because National Quitters Day was a couple of weeks ago, and most people quit on their New Year's resolution. Sounds like you ain't doing that.
Nope.
So good on you.
That's why I picked a good one. I picked one I know is going to keep me fired up for the year.
We're going to keep checking back in on THC with his New Year's resolution. Get in the comments. What were we talking about?
What do you mean?
I forgot our topic. I was going to tell him to get in the comments, and I done blew brain fart on what we were just having a
Bro,
conversation
why you just do
about.
that to me right now?
Oh, directions.
Directions. Yeah. GPS. That's right.
Getting oh, man.
Landmarks
Dog.
or
Uh-oh.
street names.
Thank you.
Landmarks, street names,
Woo.
or numbers.
This is bad, bro. I'm only 30 something. Oh God.
And
You
you-
got two
what was
people
funny?
that keep forgetting.
You lean on the oldest one in this podcast to try to remember some shit. You was like, what did I say? Like, I'm supposed to remember? You don't even tell me what we're going to talk about when we walk in
Hey,
here.
I was. That's bro. I really spaced out.
I
got scared.
I've seen the look in your face. Your eyes looked at me, and I felt so bad that I didn't have no life jacket to throw you. I swear, I felt bad because you looked at me like, what was we just talking about? And I was like, holy shit, I just forgot my damn self.
Bro, I tried to pass that baton and THC
I
said,
know.
nah,
Dude,
don't. Damn. You was going, hey, bro, was going to leave me out there.
I was like, the back of my head, I was like, please remember.
You thought you was slick, too. You was like, what you mean? Like, you oh, you
I
so
tried to play it
petty.
off.
You so petty.
I was trying to no,
You
because,
passed it back
because
to
I
me.
thought you was going to be like, oh yeah, because usually that's what
No,
you do.
bro, I was lost.
I know, but usually you're like, oh yeah, I got it.
Bro, I was so lost.
Oh,
I was
shit.
so lost.
That's
You
why I was
just-
like, oh yeah, you got it.
Thanks a lot, bro.
that hurt.
Oh, God.
That hurt.
He said
Oh,
it.
that hurt.
I ain't gonna try to repeat it. Get in the comments before I forget again. Landmarks. Are you a landmark person or a street person? Dog? I'm Twitty. That's THC.
Timestamp.
Timestamps.